Headphone Max is not real. He cannot hurt you. Hello. This is the KR-1, and ramming is its speciality. It's a perfect follow-on from the IS-7 at tier 10, and in this video, I'll be going through everything you need to know about this vehicle. That way, even if you don't intend on getting one of these, which I definitely think you should, you'll at least have the knowledge for playing against one. This is the most popular tank at tier 11, and probably the first one most people should go and get. As we always do with these tank reviews, let's start out with the base stats. This is without any crew, equipment, or upgrades, which is why everything is in red. You have 530 alpha damage with 268 standard penetration. The premium rounds are heat, and that gives you 325 pen. The HE on this vehicle is 68 with 700 alpha damage. All of these in combination with each other just gives you a lovely comforting feeling, especially after you've just played the IS-7, where its penetration is definitely lacking. Your reload time is 13.42, and that gives you 2,300 DPM, which is not super great, but the way that this tank plays, the DPM doesn't matter as much. You have 0.3 accuracy and a 2.68 second aim time. These are irrelevant. The reason why I say these are irrelevant is because your barrel is going to be close enough to give them a cavity search. You have 2,600 hit points, which is more than good enough, and considering that you could go and whack on hardening, and you go to 2,800, and this is before we get any upgrades, very good indeed. You got 60 km/h forwards, 15 in reverse, and 17.75 power to weight. This is more than good enough top speed, and considering you also weigh 80 tons, you can see where this is going. So can the enemy. You have the same camera rating as a bus, and you have 400 meters view range, which is actually very good. Now the upgrades on this vehicle kind of do matter, because when you don't have the upgrades, it can feel incredibly just lacking. Alpha damage and standard penetration are up, and that also goes for the premium round. You now get 330 heat rounds. Your reload time goes down, and therefore your rate of fire goes up, and then combine that with the extra damage, your DPM is now 2,500. For some reason, you managed to pull 1 degree of gun depression out your ass, and you also have better aim time. You gain 200 extra hit points, your engine power has increased, which then puts your power to weight up to 19, and your traverse speed has also increased. But by far, the most important factor of all of this, and especially kind of the reason why the upgrades really matter, is the ability on this vehicle. This ability can give you an extra 60% to ramming damage caused, and also another 20% to suspension damage. This ability means that this is the ultimate ramming tank, and if you combine this with controlled impact, you can do a lot of damage, especially to tanks where you really don't think you could. But this ability is actually really nice for just new players, because the barrier to entry is super low. You don't have to activate anything. All that you need to do is just play your tank normally, and if you ram someone, you then get a bonus. But it could also be a very big detriment, because I see many KR-1 drivers try to YOLO something and then die with 0 damage. So if you do play this tank smart, you can get a lot out of this ability. But if you do just go ahead and YOLO the nearest possible enemy, you're probably not going to do so well. When we take a look at the armor of the KR-1, there is, good luck. And even if we do fire heat, oh. Now obviously this tank does have a pike nose design at the front, similar to the way the IS-7 is, where it goes inwards on each side and then meets in the middle. But this is exceptionally strong on the KR-1. You could even go ahead and try to angle like this, and this is with the standard rounds at 268 pen, and yeah, you're just not really going to go through this. And even at this angle with heat, you're going to need about 300 pen. So head on and hold down, this thing is nearly impenetrable. The cupola is an absolute joke because you need around about 320 to reliably go through this, which means that the standard rounds, you're just never ever going to pen it. However, when the track wheel is exposed, you can pen this every single time with around about 250-ish pen. And weirdly, you can kind of side scrape if they're using standard rounds because, well, yeah, I mean, even this is very strong. So the lower plate, around about 270 needed if you're going to be using APCR, and if you're using heat, around about 290-ish. Honestly, if you meet one of these things and it's not out in the open and you don't have an easy shot on it, or it's hold down, just load gold and try and hit the cupola, because there's no real point of going anywhere else. Now, if one of these tanks does decide to face hug you, then what you can do is overmatch the hull armor right here. You are going to need a greater than 90 caliber gun for this, but considering that this is tier 11, basically everything will have that. Be warned though, do not go towards the middle because that greater than 90 suddenly turns into greater than 135. The roof is also like this. Towards the front it's 45mm and towards the back it's 30. The good news is that if it is out in the open and side on, you shouldn't really have any issues, especially considering the tier. You only need around 110 down the side and then 120-ish along the upper bit of the side. The side profile of the turret can be a bit of a problem, and I'd recommend that you actually shoot the hull more than the turret, because as soon as it tries to wiggle a little bit, you can then suddenly get into issues. And the rear of this vehicle is not really HEable because you're going to need around about 100 to 120 to go through it. Now, when it comes to equipment on this vehicle, you can have 2 different loadouts, and I'm pretty sure most people know where I'm going with this. You can obviously have your default hardening, turbo, and rammer, and because it's tier 11 and I'm just making a review on this tank, we are going to use Bond equipment because it's fun. But you can also then go for something where it's more ramming focus, let's say, where we have a turbo, we have grousers, and we then have the hardening. And then you make sure that you've chosen the mobility slot, whack in a turbo directive, make sure you got yourself some fuel as well, and you have yourself a ramming god. Which means then you have your 2 different loadouts of the standard loadout and then the very, very fun loadout, especially in a platoon. Now, touching on the crew for this vehicle, if you are going to use that ramming build, because you've ditched the medkit, it's very important that you have Mentor as your commander's perk. And if you get your commander knocked out, then unlucky. For the rest of them, we obviously have Brothers in Arms, Repairs, Recon, Emergency, and then Coordination. These are your typical kind of commander perks that you will choose. Same goes for the Gunner, Deadeye, Armourer, Designated Target, along with Snapshot, what you'd expect. Off-road driving, Engineer, Controlled Impact, and Clutch Braking, especially for this vehicle. These 4 perks here are essential. And then Safe Stowage, Intuition, Perfect Charge, and Ammo Tuning. Although if you did want to min-max it, you could get Close Combat, because it would actually buff Controlled Impact because you'll be within 50 meters. I didn't think about that, but you could do that. In fact, I will do that. Probably better than Perfect Charge. And then for the radio operator, situation awareness, firefighting, and side-by-side. Anyway, time for gameplay. So for the first game, we are on Glacier, and as you can tell, we are zooming. We don't even have the ramming loadout because this is not really going to present us with many ramming opportunities, at least not that I think. So we are going to go to the heavy corner, and we're just going to be playing this like you would a normal heavy tank. Our Leo 120 has died. However, their RHM their RHM has died as well. So, I mean, it's not a bad trade, I guess. Hello, IS-7. You're going to be like me when you grow up. Apparently missing shots. Now, obviously, because of the armor profile of this tank, you can kind of size rape a lot better than the IS-7 can. So this is not really too much of a bad angle. I mean, we can obviously get a little bit of a better one, but it's not too worrying. Oh, the KR-1 has been pushed out a bit as well. I mean, this should be dying pretty freely. Actually, no, it won't be. Oh, the rat is here as well. Take the easier shot. We're going to go into heat in a second because we're going to need it for the rat. All of these tanks have now appeared. Not the best of accuracy, is it? It's alright, we have heat loaded now, so we should be able to start trying to hit this rat. There we go, 1 into the lower plate. This is dying though, which is not good. Hello, 60 TP. Okay, the mouse and everybody else is appearing they want to push around. Wanted to try and get a quick shot into the rat, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I don't think I can shoot any more than this. Let's see. Hello, mouse. I mean, this IS-7 is dead. We just try and keep the tier 03 alive if we can. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this. This is very much over. I should have probably run away. And I can't pen the rat because its side armor is way too strong. Yeah, well, this is World of Tanks 99% of the time. What? I don't even understand how that bounced. I mean, in fairness, we did have a rat that's gone to the middle of the map and a 60 TP. We're never actually going to win this. I should have noticed this and moved back sooner, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. Even if I had pulled back, it wouldn't have made a difference to this game. What is happening here? It's a good job they're capping. Well, playing normally didn't really work, did it? Ah, Himmelsdorf. Heal! Oh, we are zooming on this. 55. 50. Look at this. Wow, 26 even up this steep bit. The AS-40. I'd like to know if he's on his own. We just wait for a second. We wait to see what is happening. And then we will assess the situation and then see who we can ram. If he is on his own, he's not in for a good time. He's not on his own, but you know what? Let's just go. Oh dear. Oh! It's okay. You just wait there. Goodbye! Whew! I mean, I think we might be dead here. Hang on. Can I go down into lower ground? I can. I've taken a lot of damage for this. I somehow missed that. I don't understand how. Oh, we're still alive. Look at that. 1,900. You can actually shoot people over here as well as they're running away, which I didn't know until recently. Well then, I mean, we've lost all of our hit points. However, it was worth it for the video, right? I mean, let's just keep going. The IS-7 is still around here. Is the IS-7? No, he's not AFK. Okay. Let's see. If he wants to try and peek this side, then I should be able to track him before he comes around. I mean, it's also kind of awkward because there's all these people here, like the STB, Hirschkeffer and friends. So I can't actually fully peek this reliably. It's alright. Get some tracking. That's fine. Good tracking damage, Max. Well done. The 140 is not taking damage. So Hirschkeffer and friends have backed off a little bit. Woo! I'd love to ram the Hirschkeffer. The STB, you're annoying. Very annoying, tank. Right, now we go. They're all going to be it's going to be too late, unfortunately. I mean, you know what? 3.4k, we've done 3 kills, and we full HP rammed a Centurion Action 10. Listen, I'm sure the Centurion absolutely loved his gaming experience. Apply. Maybe not. So the KR-1. I could have sat here and got you a near 8 to 10k damage game. But instead, I showed you a first game, which is what you're going to see most of the time when you play this tank, if you just want to play it normally. Where it could have been great if our team won, but they didn't, and we get surrounded and we die. But this tank is not meant to be played in that kind of way. It's meant to be played in a way that you really just don't care. It is pretty idiot-proof when it comes to the armor, and the ramming ability, well, it wants to be used. So no matter which scale you're on, you could be super tryhard, but then also you could just want to mess around and have some fun with your mates. The KR-1 actually is okay in both. And that is the reason why I think that most people are choosing this as their first tier 11. It's a perfect entry point to tier 11. You don't have to think about the ability, you just play the tank normally, and get good results. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one.